Hey everyone, it's Chris and Cindy Mack. How are you guys? All right, well, we're on here tonight because we are going to be learning about the Smoky Mauve look, which is super duper cute. And I asked Cindy if she would be our model and teach us all about this. So you're going to get to hear a little bit about Cindy's story and why she chose to do and start Mary Kay and what she has gotten out of it. But let's take a quick look at her doing this look. So some of you guys have the sample look. Some of you are just watching, and that's cool too. But you're going to want to reach out to your consultant to get this look because it is super duper cute. So check this out.
Okay, it is a new look time. It's time for a new look. And we are talking Smoky Mauve. Smoky Mauve is our look that we're going to do today. So I have my little mauve top on, already have my face and my lips. So for the highlighter, I use a matte highlighter underneath the brow, and then I use the Moonstone light highlighter with a little bit of a shimmer on the base of my eye and in the tear duct area. And when you're putting it on the base of the eye, press it on instead of rubbing it. Now let's do the mid-tone. The mid-tone, you want to make sure that you put high enough on the bone so it lifts the eye instead of putting it right in the crease where it actually makes that area more recessed and makes your eyes look smaller. Now, for the golden mauve, I used this as a soft liner underneath my eye. If you've got a darker complexion, you could always use it as that base highlighter color. It's gorgeous. Now, with your eyeliner, I applied this with a little bit of a lift on the end. This one lifts the eye, gives it a lifting effect, but it also helps to blend your accent. It just makes a deeper accent with your third color or your accent color that you put on with your shadow. And so I like to kind of bring it up so that they can blend together. Okay, now with this third color, you can see that I'm pressing it onto the bone at first. I'm not moving it around because that tends to dilute the color and make it messy. But if you press it into that bone, the outer part of the eye, up higher than you think, then blend it, you're going to get more of a pop and an accent color that you want. So you can see where I put it here, that it is a lot higher, and I press it right there so that it's not over too much of the eye. And then I just take my blending brush and soften the edges. I'll do my mascara. What a pretty summer look.
That you make it look so easy. You always
Well,
do.
it's just the right brushes, you know, and yeah, just been doing it for a little while.
Hello, well,
Yeah. Well, and the fact that you were saying like push that third color in, that really does make a difference.
now.
Big time.
This
So
year,
hang on
we
just a
are
quick
doing
second.
Looks of the month, and
We
the
have
look of the
got
month of
something
June
playing in the
is
background.
called
I gotta
Smoky
fix
Mauve,
it.
and
So
it is absolutely beautiful. Check this out. So this eye look.
okay, it's
Stop it on your
there
browser.
we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, you guys. Well, listen, it's such a fun time to have Cindy Mack on because I've known her forever. We were just looking back through some old messages we sent each other. I'm like, I have one from like 2015 and 2017. So, but I want you guys to meet Cindy. She began her business quite a while ago. It was actually, she says, 1990 while waitressing and studying music in South Florida. So I'm going to have her tell that a little bit about that story. She now lives in Arizona on a ranch with her new husband and lots of animals. And her journey has been so cool. So I'm not going to read off all these accolades, you guys. There's a whole bunch of them. But in her 33-year career, you guys, she has earned 17 free cars, over 24 carats of diamonds, and 4,200 in cash each year instead of jewelry the last 20 years. So yeah, you take the jewelry or the cash. So she's also earned all expense paid trips to Rome 3 times, a cruise to Greece 2 times, Hawaii 4 times, Spain, Canary Islands, Prague, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, Where have you not been is what I'm wanting to know.
Easy.
Monaco, Provence, London, Paris, an Alaskan cruise, Argentina, Chile, Scotland, Ireland, and memorably China, where they celebrated it, Mary Kay's 50th anniversary on the Great Wall. That had to be amazing.
So cool.
So she has been featured in the Oprah magazine, training and promotional videos and CDs for our sales force. And in April 2015, her story was actually in our Applause magazine, which is so cool. What is your mission? She says to bring freedom to women, financial freedom, freedom from past mistakes, and freedom to be who God created them to be. I love that you're on here with us. I not only think that I know you're highly successful in everything that you've been doing, but you're beautiful, you're kind, and you've taught us so much through all these years. So super, super grateful. But yeah, tell us your story. Like when you started, like what you say you were waitressing, like how did that happen?
Well, my 20s were a blur. So, and it's funny because I got started when I was 23. And so just the fact that I stayed this long and have seen the success, it took me a minute. Okay. So in my 20s, for about the first 10 years I was in the business, I was like all over the place. And the only reason why I got started, like the way Mary Kay found me, was through my high school English and dance teacher. We had stayed in touch, and it was her first year teaching. So she was a young teacher. So she was kind of like a big sister to me. And she had decided to do the business as a summer job and just really kind of it evolved for her and it grew for her. And so she had been with the company for, well, actually I won't make it a long story, but basically she introduced me to it. And because I trusted her and I looked up to her, I was like, yeah, this sounds great. And the reason why I liked it, one, I loved makeup and beauty and that kind of thing. But I really loved the fact that it was women. And the more that I heard these women speak and teach and interact, the more I was like, wow, this is the most connected that I have felt and celebrated and supported for who I am. Instead of feeling like I had to fit into a box and a mold and I had to do these certain things. Like I learned early on corporate America was not for me. I went to 3 different colleges. I didn't finish. I tried different jobs. It just didn't work for me. And it was really because I am a creative. Like I love learning, but I am kinesthetic learner. I learn by doing. And also being around positive people was so important to me. And I love growing at my own pace. So that's how it found me, because I was really, I think at a young age, hungry for mentorship and the ability to be able to have that freedom to learn and grow in my style.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm just picturing you saying yes at 23 and you look like you're 26. So, you know,
my gosh.
seriously.
Yeah, do the math.
I know you've had a lot of successes, but we know it hasn't always been easy. I'm sure there have been some bumps in the road. You know, tell us about an obstacle maybe that you've overcome that might be inspiring to anyone watching. So we both have, you know, customers watching and we have consultants watching tonight. So
well, the obstacles, I mean, you know what, in anything that you do, there are going to be things that you love about it and that you don't necessarily like. There are going to be highs, there's going to be lows. There is everything in every single thing we do in our life, with whether it's relationships, whether it's jobs, whether it's you know, hobbies or things that we challenge ourselves to do, working out, living a healthy life, your spiritual growth, like all these things pose challenges because we're human beings and there's a lot of distractions, and people, we always have to deal with people, you know? So with that said, I think one of the biggest challenges for me early on, and I'll probably give you like in the different phases. So early on, the biggest challenge was emotional management. I was a ball of emotions, and everything that I did, that's why my 20s were a blur. I made decisions based on emotion. And I'm also an activator and strength finder. I'm number one is activator, and my second strength is futuristic. So I'm always running into the future, not with a whole lot of plan, not with a whole lot of like structure and strategy. And so that was really hard for me in the beginning with the emotional management, because anything that you have to build takes time to see the results. And I would get so high excited, but when it came time to do the work and the challenges of cancellations, people saying no, it would crash me. And so I was constantly like this. I would hit a goal on like sheer just drive and then crash down. So that was one thing that was a big obstacle. And then the next thing turned into time management, because then once I started connecting with people and starting kind of like, okay, I'm getting the feel of how to do this. It was just the structure of being my own boss, of having to create systems and ways. And that took me into the second phase of my career. So the first phase was first 10 years, I would hit and miss goals all the time. I was like in leadership, then out of leadership. But then once I hit I was 31 and I went, I'm done. Like, I'm done playing. Like, I was just really ready. And that's when I started creating systems. And to be successful in anything, again, whether it's working out or a business, creating systems that help you to be able to automate, delegate, or even just get rid of, you've got to figure that out. Otherwise, you'll be exhausted. And so it was just those systems. And then the last thing was being able to set goals and track, and really learn how to set a goal, track it, and mentor others to do the same. And so I had to learn those because I wasn't good at them. And it was challenging, because when you deal with people, when it came to tracking and people, people are unpredictable, but numbers don't lie. And if you could work with numbers and you can be free to allow people to be themselves, it falls into place. I don't know if that answers the question. I hope it did.
Yeah, no, it does. And isn't it kind of cool to see the woman that you've become through the process? I mean, truly, it's like,
I'm grateful. Yeah, because when you put yourself in a position, like the way that I see, Mary Kay, that how it's been for me is it's more of a tribe or a culture or a growth environment. So everything that I learned in my business, I was able to apply in my personal life. And every time I hit a challenge, I was able to grow through it and not repeat that same, mistake, but grow. And I attribute a lot of the success I've had in my personal growth is through the environment and culture of Mary Kay.
Yeah, me too. I know if you think about you take a close group of people that you've watched grow in this and you add up all these years collectively, it's such a enormous amount of growth that we've all had. So you made a lot of dreams come true. I know you're enjoying life big time. Tell us about a couple of dreams that you've seen come true.
Again, I'm going to go through phases, because when you're in a business for 30 plus years, and now I'm in those years of like the second half of my life, really looking at legacy, you look at these stages. And so early on, the dreams, there were a lot, and they were bigger, and they were like dramatic, because I went from pitiful. Like I was in my 20s, I just made so many horrific personal mistakes that bled into, my business, that I think that the dream that came true for me is when I was 31 and I made all these changes and started really working the business like a business. And working on self-development so that I could grow, not just win or be seen or be approved of, but really like literally work on my insides, like work on me. I was able to become debt-free and buy my own home as a single woman after I had gone through a divorce. And being able to do that was such a huge feat for me because of the messes I had made. And so, but because of that safe haven of Mary Kay, and I was loved and appreciated and valued, even in my messes, it was like, get back up again. that dream came true. To have that independence of not being dependent on a man, to be able to have a healthy relationship with a spouse versus needing someone and being in an abusive situation and not being able to get out of it because you can't financially. And so I was able to really just position myself to that. So that was I think not only just not necessarily a dream, but I think the way I think a woman should be, but be able to take care of herself. The travel, to have been able to travel every year, a free vacation, a week to 2 weeks every year paid for to different destinations. I don't think I didn't even know I dreamed it. It's some things that come true through hard work is actually like more than you ever imagined. And so to be able to travel like that has been an exceptional way to live. And then the other dream, I think, again, it all ties to freedom. Like I'm all about freedom and choice. And being able to have the choices. And that's what I really try to empower my people and lead my people to be able to work this business the way they want to, not the way I do, not the way I believe they should, but to be able to really customize. And I'm so big into customization that they could customize their life to make it fit who they are in whatever phase they are in their life. I started in South Florida, beaching it. I built the bulk of my business right outside of New York City. And then I moved to Austin, Texas, because I wanted to go to a warmer climate and try something new. And then now I'm living in Arizona on a ranch. Each stage of those, now I'm a very eclectic person. So I'm not cookie cutter. I love all different things. And those places and those people and those times all suited where I was at in that season of life. And I've been able to have that freedom. And that is literally when you can design your life and customize how you work, socialize, connect. That is how it should be, I believe. You know, I heard Darren Hardy say something once, and he said, so many people pick their career and then design their life around it, when you really should design your life and pick the career that fits that design.
Well, you have modeled that for sure. I'm kind of curious. I was reading when I was reading those, your journey in Mary Kay, you've traveled so many places. Do you have one of those that's your most favorite so far?
Well, gosh, there are definitely standouts. Monaco was amazing. Paris was amazing. I have to say though, this past, when we went to Scotland and Ireland, 2 years ago, it was when the Queen passed away. We literally landed in Scotland the day that she passed. And she was in Scotland. So it was crazy that we happened to fly in that day, and everything we did revolved around her procession, her honor, the viewing, the everything, because she was there. And so the streets were closed. We were able to go. I mean, it was just the craziest thing. And not only was that just history, that we were able to be a part of history, but the trip itself was incredible, because it was a turning point for my life, as I was going through a second divorce, and really going through some just personal growth again, like getting out of a very like toxic situation, but being able to, and having this kind of liberation of going, you know, I can do this, and being able to travel, knowing that I earned that trip, and being able to do that and stand on my own 2 feet, and, you know, all the things was really pretty cool.
And isn't it nice, like when you do go through the harder times, that you really, like you said, you are surrounded by a wonderful safety net and a safe place to grow and grieve and all the things, I love this. So to start a Mary Kay business, it's $35 to get an e-start. Gets you a website, credit card processor. You have a leader, a mentor to guide you. You can upgrade for an extra 90 and get a beautiful bag full of about $400 worth of product. Why do you think now would be a better time to start than waiting? You know, sometimes people think, well, I'll wait until. What would you tell someone for in that aspect?
Now, this is how I think of things. I think of, okay, worst case scenario is $35. I can't walk into Target without spending like 3 times that, right? So for $35, pro and con is, you know, it could work and I could make extra money. I could maybe even do more than that and travel and do the cars if I wanted to. So it's pro. The con is, well, what if I fail? What if I don't sell anything? What if I don't have time? And, you know, who am I going to sell to? You know, I don't want to be a pest, you know, all these things. You know, are there so many consultants? Like there's all these things that we float in our mind that are cons, but you know what they are? They're not really cons. They're like the unknowns and the what ifs, but they're not absolutes. And so I'm always like, if someone is sharing this with you, and if you're looking at it and there's a little inkling, just I don't know what inkling means, but if there's a little inkling and you're like kind of curious, I think of the $35 as not a commitment. That's not the commitment part. The $35 gets you access. I need more information. I have to find out more to see if I could do this because I already know that I like the product. So the $35 makes sense because I like the product. I'm going to get the product. That's easy. From there is where you decide if you're going to commit. You can't commit before the $35. So I feel like there isn't any time that isn't a good time because you have to do your due diligence, and it costs $35 to do the proper due diligence. There's no amount of research or asking other people that could do that for you because every person has a different perspective. They have a different experience because they're a different person approaching a different situation in a different, it's every individual is so different. And there's no, like, as far as the research goes, you can get everything from all of our accolades that the company's been honored for and how our reputation corporate wise, if you really look at Fortune 500, all these different people that highly, and then you'll find like people who like hate everybody.
Yeah.
You have to do your own due diligence. It's $35 before you even know if you want to commit, and you don't have to. That's what I love too. Mary Kay's so awesome. She was like, you know what? I'm going to set it up so that you could do this with absolutely no obligation and the easiest way out. So if you do the $35 and you get that kit, you get a consultant number. From there, you decide what comes next. And if you never do anything ever again, nothing happens. You just aren't a consultant. There's no commitment that you're tied to. And that freedom and choice, I love that part of it. And that's why I just think every time is good because it's going to take a minute for you to figure out if you want to do it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and who doesn't want to be cute at half price?
Seriously. It's like, while I'm doing this due diligence, let me get all my stuff at half price. I love it.
I'm thinking, you know what? There's nothing that could be better than knowing that you have all of these choices, like you just said. So getting back to the product for a second, I just wanted to ask you a couple quick questions. I know like these little compacts are magnetic and they go in and out and you can change these. I just want to show these guys how this works.
Yes.
This is a little petite palette for $10. You can fill that. That's the look that Cindy tried for us. You can go up to the perfect palette, which will hold way more colors. And you guys can throw stuff in the landfill. You can just change these out all the time.
Customize.
Yeah, right. Freedom and choice. We like to change these in and out. This is the big pro. Nice way to go. So, and make sure you talk to your consultant about the lip liners and the eyeliners. They're waterproof. Yeah.
I
Love these. And if you didn't know yet, these little caps come off so you can like shape them up and get them looking great and pointy.
You know, what's really funny is I didn't know that.
What? Are you serious?
Well, I knew the old ones did, our previous ones, but I didn't realize that the color tip was the same thing that they had. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, those little tips. And then I know that we didn't use a lip color on that one, but I'm using the new Positive Impact. I think that one's pretty.
Yeah.
Got the little sparkles on it, and $1 from every sale of these goes to our foundation to find cures for cancers that affect women and helping eradicate domestic violence. So we've given over $94 million to that cause. So you want to sit there and think, gosh, yeah. So and I think this brush cleaner, every girl needs the brush cleaner in between shades. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
This cleans your brushes really good.
You know, I don't know if you have the finishing spray there.
Yeah,
but
I just had it in my other
Were you
hand.
just gonna show? Oh my gosh! Because you guys, listen, the finishing spray, you have to have this for the summer because when you spray it, it sets it, especially with sweating. In fact, I had a friend who's a makeup artist, and she kept on touching up people's. She wasn't having to touch up their makeup, and they were workout people, so they were doing this workout video, and their face was great, but they kept on getting these rings, you know, the armpit rings. So she sprayed the finishing spray there, and it worked.
Yeah.
That's how this setting spray is that you set it and forget it and your makeup looks beautiful all day. And you saw how Chris just sprayed it on easy. It feels cool and it just sets, and then sweating doesn't mess you up. So good.
Somebody's jump in a pool. Well, actually one of our consultants, Shannon, she jumped, or she didn't jump. She got baptized. And when she came up out of the water, people were like, how does your makeup still look good? And she was like, Mary Kay. It's isn't approved. So, and Cindy was talking about brushes. You guys get your brush collection, and I've got them all out over here because I was trying to look too.
Yeah, the brushes make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, you need your brush collection, and the blending brush. You need this no matter what, because yeah, it's just a must. That's an add-on. But yeah, we're glad you came on tonight. If there's anything you love and you want to treat yourself to, we're doing buy 2 items, get a third one for half price. And that's good for 24 hours. So, and if you want to learn makeup, you guys, you just got to get in there and try it. And don't be afraid, because I mean, look, I just was learning more from her on like how she pushed it onto her lid. I've done that before, but I kind of forgot. So, but yeah. So we appreciate your time. And Cindy, this is always awesome to see you and hear your story. And I get to see you in Hawaii. So I'm super excited.
I know. Congratulations on earning that awesome trip. We are going to have so much fun in Hawaii. I love it.
Yeah, you too. So, all right, you guys, if you have questions, make sure you reach out to your consultant, and we'll be here for you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.